All right, here we go. So today is, well, let me get you out of the sun. I think today's like January 7th. I don't know. But it's like 45 degrees already. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. And I decided to do something that I put off last year because I was too busy. And that is pruning fruit trees. So let me show you what I got going on here. So this is a peach tree, and you can see it broke off. This branch here's probably 4 inches around. It busted, but it needs pruned back. And then that tree is probably at least 15 years old, maybe 20. So this is a yellow delicious tree. And you can see how it grew out of the ground. It was straight up and down. And I don't really know why it leaned over like it did. But it needs pruned terribly. I'm going to cut this. You can see all the rot in here from the apple tree bores. So this is going to get cut off. And I'm going to leave this new growth on here. Try and open up the center a little bit. And then these are 2 Bartlett pear trees. And you can see when I first started growing them, I trained the branches to go out to keep the center open. These things are so prolific, they just are almost impossible to keep up with. Oh, well, looky there. I don't know if you can see that, but this tree right here, this branch, that's a Bradford pear. Maybe I thought I bought regular full size trees, but that one might have been grafted to a Bartlett pear, and that rootstock grew up. And then here's another Bartlett. It's really overgrown. This is a Kiefer pear. I don't know if I'm going to do a whole lot with that one. You can see how these limbs are bent out, so I'll probably cut them back and shorten them up a little bit. That way the weight of the pears isn't clean out on the ends of the branches, and I can see where the locust had laid some eggs. I don't think it's quite 7 years old yet, so I'm not going to top that one. I'm going to let that one go. Now these are buckets. They're an apple tree. What the heck's the name of them things? Oh, the name escapes me at the minute, but it gets a red apple on it. It has white flesh, and believe it or not, the apple kind of tastes like spicy, like pumpkin spice or cinnamon-ish or a little bit or whatever. And I seen these. I've been trying to mulch these as much as I can, but you can see that it's sending up new shoots from the rootstock, which means the main tree is struggling. So I don't know exactly how I'm going to handle this one yet, but I'm going to try and do my best with it. So last winter, I put some lime down under the trees with some wood ashes, and that seemed to perk them up quite a bit. I did soil tests, and my soil basically is good. So I don't know why these trees are struggling other than, you know, it's a clayy type soil. So I don't know if that's what's going on or not. All right, and then I planted these I planted 2 peach trees last year. It was one of those deals. I just got them cheap. This is in Alberta. I got it mulched in with some wood ash, some hay, and some bark mulch. And then I think that was in Alberta, and I think this one, let's see what this Oh, I lost the tag for that one. Anyway, this is a different type of peach. It's not in Alberta. But I can see I have some damage. I have some damage here. It looks like from the locust. You see that? I don't know what I'm going to do there. Don't look like they bothered this one too much. But these are first year trees, so we'll see what happens. But I got my pole clippers, my hand clippers, and then this here little chainsaw pruner. So I'm gonna get to work. I don't like using a chainsaw pruner because it's very it's a very rough cut on the tree. It's pretty aggressive. So I'm only going to use that on the big stuff, but I'm going to try and get as much of this done today as I can. These apple trees, like this Yellow Delicious here, you can see how thick the sprouts are. It needs opened up quite a bit. And this limb here, you can see this is all just rot from them apple tree wood borers. I really don't even know what's holding this limb. Well, it's alive underneath, so that's the only thing holding it up. This main part of the tree here is pretty good and healthy yet. This one over here, it's just, I don't know. I probably should just cut them off at the stump, let them resprout, and just start all over. But most of these Yellow Delicious get the that brown spot rot or whatever on them. Now it did help last year with the lime and stuff. I did notice that I did get a few better apples off of it. It seemed to help quite a bit. So I'm going to do that again this year. But we got a little bit of a spring weather here in the middle of January. So I'm going to get these trimmed and pruned so they can start scarring up before spring gets here. And I think I'll just bring you back when I'm done. The chickens and the guineas are all happy. They're all out running around, enjoying the nice weather. All right, here we go. Stand by. All right, here we go. Well, it's about 2 hours later. So I got this one Yellow Delicious. This is about as much as I'm going to do with this thing, because until I decide, I can't make up my mind where I want to go with it. So I'm just going to leave it like this for now. And that's going to be that. You can see this outer limb I cut off. There's a bunch of rot there, and then it's about 50% rot. And that's all from them apple tree wood borers. Here you can see some damage from them. And then back over here, so I finally remembered these are wine sap apple trees. And I do not believe these are grafted. So this new growth, I'll have to wait and see what it produces. Because if it's producing off the root graft and it's just like a crab apple or something, I'm not going to mess around with them. But I did cut a couple big chunks of it off that were dead. Here, I'll show you. So you can see there the top half was alive and the bottom half here is dead. And then here's the other wine sap I didn't get to yet. The peach tree, I'm just gonna let that go for now. That's pretty good, I think. But if I get time, I might come back and hit that again. Now this Bartlett pear, I got that big Bradford pear limb off. You can see there's where it's coming like up out of the rootstock. But these trees are so old, I don't remember if they were grafted or not. Anyway, I got it all trimmed back pretty good. Generally for me, I like my pear trees, I like the limbs to be at least 1 inch thick. That way they'll hold quite a bit of weight at that width. So I try to keep them trimmed back. They just grow so fast. Like once they get to a certain size, like these trees, the base on that thing, you can't tell, but that thing's like 10 inches. So once they get to a certain size, they just grow so fast. You should almost prune them once a year. They're that prolific. So I gotta do, you can see this mess, it's just a stinking mess. But I'm just gonna start hacking. And then this other yellow delicious here, all this stuff that's on the inner part of the tree is getting whacked off. You can see these, like right here is where I pruned it before, and it got like 10 limbs coming out of it. But you got to keep the center of your apple trees opened up so it can get air and sunlight in there. And I'm going to have a mountain of brush. But that's going to do it for now. For now, it's like 12:45. So at some point here, I'm going to take a lunch break. But for now, I'm just going to keep going. So stand by. Here we go. All right, so today's Friday, January 9th. I think I got the date wrong yesterday or whatever. Anyway, it's the following day. It's a little bit colder today. It's kind of drizzling out right now. I'm gonna go back here. We're gonna load up some of this brush off the trees and try and get that taken care of. All right, here we go. Well, that did not work out at all. She is putting her down. You probably can't see it on with the phone camera, but I literally pulled her out, got back to the backyard, and it just started pouring, which it wasn't even supposed to really rain today, so whatever. I don't even know how weathermen keep their jobs. But I looked up the valley. Looks like it'll clear up here in a few minutes and we'll get back to her. All right, stand by. Here we go. All right, here we go. Well, it rained for, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. It's pretty gloomy right now. But to end this video, I figured I'd come back here real quick because I gotta go in town here in about 15 minutes. But at the beginning of this video, if you look and see, so here's all the brush piles I got stacked up, and here you can see where I left off. So here's the peach tree. I did go back and trim some more stuff off of it. Here's one of the yellow delicious trees, and you can see I trimmed it back pretty hard. That's the other one. These wine saps, I did trim a couple more branches off of them, but I'm not going to get too crazy with them because they're not doing so good. And these Bartlett pears, I trimmed back pretty hard, which I might go back and hit them one more time and get rid of some stuff, but for now they're done. See this one here, I got it. Usually what I do is I work from the center out and then just work one limb. Don't try and go around and do it all at one time. Just find one limb, work it out to the end, or start at the end and work it back, and then move to the next, because you'll go crazy trying to do it any other way. Anyhow, so over here's my grapevines. Now last year I did not prune these. I just left them go for a year, and I got a big multifloral rose bush right here that grew up and just took over. So last night I went across the front and got everything trimmed up best I could before it got dark, so I'll finish that. This is all right here. There's some grapevines mixed in here, but basically that's just all multifloral rose bush. Now this Kiefer pear tree here, you see how that that limb there's kind of wanging out like that? I think what I'm just going to do is I'm going to trim this back to about right here till it's about 1 inch in diameter, and then I'll probably get some rope and pull that together to help support that a little bit. And then this one here, I'm going to have to trim that one up a little bit too. Anyway, I got quite a bit done. You can imagine that's just one brush pile. There's a bunch laying right there. There's sticks laying. I didn't even get it all cleaned up. Or another. So I got quite a bit of brush I got to clean up here. I left all the ladder and the tools and everything out there last night. But it's starting to sprinkle again. It wasn't even supposed to rain. Anyway, this is a currant bush here. I hope it comes back, but it's not looking so good. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video because, oh, here it comes again. But anyway, it's time to prune your fruit trees. Don't put it off. And most of the books I've read tell you don't prune your trees before they're 7 years old. And I would say that's a good rule of thumb. So if they're not 7 years old, just let them be for now. Otherwise, take advantage of, if you get a couple nice warm days, get it done so they can scar up and start healing over. Here comes the rain. All right, everybody. God bless each and every one of you. We'll see you on the next one. Here we go.